Hey guys, it's Denise. I am back today with another video. I might bust out laughing because this is my 15th time trying to record this video. But I'm back today with another video, and as you can see from the title, it's just my TBR for the month of March. I decided that I have to stop stressing about the fact that I don't have a good camera with good quality, and I can't record the videos that I dreamt about recording since 2011. I have to just focus on what I can do, and what I can do is sit here on this floor in front of my bookshelves and talk about these books that I'm reading for right now. And I don't mean that to say like I don't enjoy talking about the books that I read, because I do. It's just that for the last 4 or 5 months I was so hell-bent on starting the other videos for this channel, and I can't do that right now because I don't have the funds to get a camera. Hell, I can't even afford a $150 little handheld camera. I can't even afford that right now. And I can't stress about that anymore. I decided that every single month I'm going to do my damnedest. I'm going to do my hardest to get at least a TBR, a book haul. It's gonna always be a book haul, and a wrap up for the month or whatever. If I don't have books picked out like I do this video, I will have up like 3 to 5 books, and I will have you guys help me pick out some books to read. So 1 or 2 of the books that you guys pick out, of course, if I get participation. Then if not, then I'll just be wasting my time making video asking you guys to pick out a book with me or whatever, and I'll just read whatever the hell I feel like reading at the moment. But for this video, I have 3 books that I previously picked out. I've been thinking about this for a week or so now, and I have 3 books where I want you guys to help me pick out one of those 3 books to read, so that way I have 4 books for the month that I'm going to. Before I get into the books that I chose already, if you guys are not into erotica, and I don't mean like the 50 Shades of Grey erotica where it's an actual storyline and it's a plot and it's kind of like character development, you might want to fast forward it for a good 90 seconds, because the book that I'm going to talk about is nothing but kinky, steamy sex. It's all it is. It's a parody of a children's classic, but it's only about sex. There's no real story to it at all. And this particular book is book 2 in a series. Again, it's a parody series by Melinda Duchamp. You guys probably have never heard of her, have never read anything by her, but I love book 1, and book 1 was called 50 Shades of Alice in Wonderland, and I read that back in 2012. Really enjoyed it. Book 2 that I'm reading currently, about 30% of the way through with it, is called 50 Shades of Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's funny. I'm really enjoying it. Again, it's sex every paragraph. That's all it is. It's sex every other paragraph. No real plot, no real theme, no real character development at well, no, it's a smidgen of character development in there, but not like you guys are used to with your your stories or whatever. So yeah, that's book 1. Book 2 is a continuation of a series that I love. It's my favorite series of all time. This book is a continuation, like I said, of this particular series that I love so much. The first 5 books was told through a different protagonist's point of view, and this next 4 or 5 books, I believe, is told through another protagonist's point of view that you meet in the first 5 books, and that is Iced by Karen Marie Moning, and the series is the Fever series. If you guys have not read the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning, definitely go back to the beginning. The Michaela Lane, she's the protagonist in the first 5 novels, and yeah, definitely say give it a try. It's my favorite. I love it. I love it. It has to deal with fairies, and it's set in Ireland, and sexy Irish men, and oh my god, I should probably get the audiobooks and listen to them, because I know those accents would be having me melting. But anyway, this is book 6 in the Fever series. It's still the series. I kept getting messed up with it because I kept saying that it's a spin-off series, but it's still the Fever series. If you go on Goodreads, it says book 6 Fever series. It's just told through a different protagonist's point of view, and this protagonist is Danny O'Malley. I talked about this last year around this time. I tried to start this last year, but I had some issues with it. It's not that the writing is trash or I just didn't like the characters. It's the fact that Danny is 15 years old, 16 at the oldest. She's 16, and it's not quite, I don't think I got to the point where the particular person was a love interest, but everybody else in this book are adults. And I just wasn't comfortable with where I thought it was going. And I looked online while I was reading that, and honestly, a lot of people were saying the same thing. And then a lot of people brought that up to Miss Lonnie, and I think they were saying something about that she's going to do, like, I don't know, make some type of loophole where somehow Danny is older in some of the next books. So here's to hoping that that is the case, because I don't want to see a 16-year-old and some man is probably 30 years old falling in love in my favorite series. I can't get with that. And so again, I had to stop. I got about 20% of the way through last year and I had to stop, but I decided I'm going to push through because I have faith in Karen. I have so much faith in Karen that she is just going to do the rest of the Fever series right. And I just need more Jericho, because Michaela and Jericho, who are the hero and the heroine and book in the first 5 books, are in this series as well. And I need to see all the sexy fairies and Irishmen, and I need it in my life. And I'm going to try to push through. I'm going to try to push through my not so happy feeling. So anyway, guys, if you have read this, and I was gonna say if I'm overreacting, I know I'm not overreacting. I read enough of this story to know why I feel uncomfortable, but just tell me if the tone of it changed later on in the book, or if you read Feverborn, or the third one has, I keep saying the third, it's not a new series, Denise. The 8th book in the series came out last month. Tell me if maybe she made that particular loophole or whatever, or maybe, because I mean, I know 15 to 18 isn't much of a difference, but I need her to be, like 21, but I'll take 18. I will. So the final book that I picked out for myself that I'm going to talk about is actually an audiobook, and it's book 2 in a series that I just discovered last month. I listened to book 1 via Audible because they had a half off all of their romance novels, and I think I got it for like $2 and some change or whatever. So I will talk about that in my wrap up. I had some issues with it, not many, but I loved it enough to know that the next 7 months, all of my credits will go towards the rest of the books in this particular series. And the title is called Zane, and it's by Nicole Edwards. The series is called An Alluring Indulgent Series. It's just a book series, an erotica series. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell that. It's erotica. However, unlike 50 Shades of Alice series, it's stories, it's a theme, it's a plot, it's character development, it's all that stuff that you guys love when you read books, but it has a lot of erotic scenes in there. So if 50 Shades of Alice and books like 50 Shades of Alice aren't your type of thing, but you want some steamier sex scenes that maybe you aren't getting in the adult books, I don't know, give authors like Nicole Edwards a try. I'm not used to books like this. I usually just read the smut, but I read this particular book the first book in the series last month, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the sex scenes. It was a little cheese-tastic in some spots, but it was still pretty good overall. Like I said, it's enough for me to plan out my next 7 credits on Audible will be for this. I'm keeping Audible just so I can get the audiobooks. Now I'm going to show you the 3 books that I need your help with. So these next 3 books are the next books in the series that I started. They're all young adult, so I talked about the adult books that I picked out. These are the young adult books, and I want your help picking out one for me. I'm going to give a little story as to why I haven't completed these particular series. They're all different as to why I haven't completed them, but it's a reason why I haven't completed each one of these by now, because all of them have wrapped up. The first one I'm going to talk about is Enders by Alyssa Price. This is just the second book in the Stardust duology. I read Stardust in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I enjoyed it enough. I gave it a 3.5 star, but I loved it enough to continue on to see how it all wrapped up in Enders, but I just never got a chance to get it. And I saw this on Book Outlet, and so that's how I ended up with this. Other than that, it wasn't on my radar to buy. Like, it was a good series for me to want to know what happened, but it wasn't like right up there where I just was like, I have to know what's going on, so I have to read it just now. So that's why I haven't finished it yet for it to only be a 2-book series. The next book I'm going to talk about is the second book in a series that I love to pieces. It was my favorite book of 2012. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was my favorite book of 2012. And the only reason I will honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, some people might not be like me. The reason I didn't continue on with this series is, first of all, it's a dystopian series. The reason I didn't continue on with this series is because, for one, I don't want my love for the characters to change. I'm not ready to lose any. It's a dystopian series, and fucking characters die in dystopian novels, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for it to end. I'm not ready for all of the things that I know are going to come in this particular series, so I've been pushing it off. I bought each book when they were released. I've been putting it off because I don't want it to end. I don't want to lose characters, and I don't want the story. That is the honest reason why I did not finish the series. Other than that, this has been on my brain since I started book 2, 3, 4 years ago. Like, yeah. So that book is Through the Evernight by Veronica Rossi. Like I said, this is book 2 in her Under the Never Sky series. Under the Never Sky gave me everything I needed in a young adult dystopian novel. Because it's like dystopian, but it's kind of sort of sci-fi-esque or whatever. But it's more dystopian than it is anything. And it just gave me the right amount of everything that I needed in a book. Right amount of action and right amount of storytelling, right amount of love. It wasn't insta-lovey. You know how back in the day, like, I haven't really been reading a lot of the newer young adult novels, but you know how a lot of the times it's really like, oh my god, I need him, I gotta have him, they're both in love. It wasn't like that in Under the Never Sky, and I love that much. I have plenty of questions as to what the hell is going to go on with the rest of the series, but I just was not ready to let this series go. I don't want to lose my main 2 characters. I don't even want to lose the side characters. I don't want to lose anybody from book 1 that isn't already gone, basically. Oh my god, I still don't know. I don't even know why I picked this book, because I'm still not even ready for you guys to, because this is probably the book that people are going to be like, read it, and I don't even know if I'm ready to read it yet. I don't know. But the final book out of this entire video is another book that's the second book in the series. It's not my favorite like Under the Never Sky is, but I love book 1 enough to know that I was gonna finish this particular trilogy out. However, I got to be a little petty Betty, and the only reason I didn't finish this series is because I hated the book covers. I hated the change. The book covers that they originally came out with were beautiful. You guys heard me talk about this series too, so if you remember my videos from back in the day, you probably would be like, I know what series she's about to talk about, because she always talks about this book cover change. But yeah, that is just A Million Suns by Beth Revis. Again, Across the Universe wasn't a like hardcore favorite. It was a good enough novel that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to continue. But I hated this. I hated this cover compared to the first one. So I never wanted to buy it and put it on my shelves. And then I never thought to rent them online or whatever. I was actually holding out thinking that the Book Depository would have some covers that I liked. And I never found anything on a Book Depository. Because you know the Book Depository have covers from all over the place or whatever. But I never saw a cover that I liked on the Book Depository. And I came across these on Book Outlet, and I decided to get the last 2, and I really need to finish this, especially since I have it. And I need to stop being petty. Like, I was just being like a 14-year-old who couldn't get my way. Like, why would you do that to me? Like, I just don't even understand why they changed it. It's not horrible like I thought it was when I first seen it. I thought this was just atrocious compared to the Across the Universe book. I was just like, y'all couldn't think of nothing else. Nothing else. What is this? What is this? So guys, that is it for this video. Like, please pick one of those 3 books for me. Like, if you haven't read any of these books, go check them out on Goodreads and tell me what you guys think. Like, just based off the synopsis or whatever, or based off my excitement when I talked about this movie. Just pick a damn book for me. Help us out, because I don't know which one of those 3 books to read just yet. So yeah, that is it. I will talk to you guys soon.